classes. Today we will be understanding the concept of Born-Haber cycle. So it is a very important concept. Okay. So what is the significance or what is the importance of Born-Haber cycle is? So you know lattice energy. In one of my video I have discussed regarding lattice energy. Clear? So whatever that lattice energy is there in the formation of ionic compound, that lattice energy cannot be determined directly. That is, lattice energy which I have studied cannot be determined directly. Okay, by direct method we cannot define it or we cannot determine it. It will be determined directly or by direct method. Okay, determined by direct method. But what you can do? You can have an indirect process, you can have an indirect method of determining the lattice energy. That indirect method of determination of your lattice energy itself is nothing but by Born-Haber cycle. Okay, so today let us discuss that Born-Haber cycle and then we will understand how we can find the lattice energy using that Born-Haber cycle. So here first to understand Born-Haber cycle, we should understand what is heat of formation. So heat of formation is different and lattice energy is different. Lattice energy, you know, in the last class we have studied. So it is the amount of heat released when 1 mole of compound is formed from its gaseous cation and gaseous anion. There you should have gaseous cation and gaseous anion. Then if we take gaseous cation and gaseous anion, whatever the amount of heat energy is released, that is said to be your lattice energy. But heat of formation means what? It is also the amount of heat released only and during the formation of 1 mole of ionic compound only. But what, during the formation of 1 mole of ionic compound when its elements are in the pure and stable state. So therefore this lattice energy what you have taken? Na plus in gaseous state, Cl minus in gaseous state, it was giving you NaCl in the solid state. These both were what? Gaseous atoms. But here what you have to take? Pure and stable state. Pure and stable state, sodium will be pure in its solid state. Okay, sodium we have to consider in solid state. Okay, and then how about chlorine? Chlorine will be in present of Cl2. It will be in the stable in the state of gaseous form. Okay, and then definitely it will combine to form NaCl, which is solid. But to balance, what we will take this as half Cl2. I hope you are getting. So that time whatever the amount of energy is released, here the amount of heat is released, delta HF. This is said to be what? Your heat of formation. Okay, heat of formation. I think you are clear with the difference between the lattice energy and heat of formation. So lattice energy means what? You are taking gaseous ions, gaseous cation, gaseous anion, and you are getting stable compound. But heat of formation means what? You are taking pure and stable compounds, pure and stable elements to form the ionic compound. Clear? This is all about what? Your heat of formation. Clear? So now using this heat of formation, we will next proceed. So now what we should do? We should convert this sodium, whatever the element is in solid state, now we have to convert it into gaseous form because we have to involve the lattice energy. Lattice energy means no, you should convert this into gaseous also and even this atom into gaseous form. Then only we can have the relation for lattice energy and heat of formation and then we can determine the lattice energy. So now how to convert this sodium? So I want that sodium in the form of gaseous state. This sodium I want in the form of gas. So you know the process of conversion of solid to gas, which is the process involved? Sublimation. You have studied in your previous classes. So direct conversion of solid into gas is considered to be sublimation. So sublimation energy is given. So whatever the amount of heat energy I give, I can take it as sublimation energy. I will take it as SC shortcut. That's right here. Sublimation energy. I should give sublimation energy. Since I am giving that heat will be positive, okay, I should give the positive heat here. Okay, then I'll get converted into sodium gas. Okay, similarly here in the case of chlorine also, I don't want chlorine, I want in the form of gas only, but I don't want chlorine. I want chloride, so it should get separate. I want into atom. I want only Cl. I don't want Cl2. I want what? Cl. So if I want Cl, what I have to do? I have to break the bond between these Cl and Cl. Two Cl are there. Okay, Cl, there is a bond between Cl and Cl. I have to break that bond. So that time what I should do? I have to give bond dissociation energy. So if I give bond dissociation energy or dissociation energy means splitting up into its atoms. Dissociation energy. Okay, I have to give dissociation energy to get converted into chlorine gas. Okay, So since I'm getting giving the energy, again it will be positive energy, because I'm giving the energy and I'm breaking the bond between Cl and Cl, and I'm getting Cl gas. Why I did like this? Because we don't want Cl2, we want only Cl. So I have to break the bond between the Cl and Cl. You can see half here. So since half chlorine molecule are there, so dissociation energy is also given half. That is what I can write it as dE by 2. So here I will give half dissociation energy. Clear? dE by 2. Now next again what we want, you don't want sodium element like this, we want sodium ion. We want to convert it into cation, because we know that combination of gaseous cation and gaseous anion will be a lattice energy. So if I want to convert this Na into Na plus gaseous, what I have to do? I have to remove one electron from this. So if I want to remove one electron, what I should give? Ionization energy. So what is ionization energy? Ionization energy I have studied. The amount of energy required to remove the outermost electron from a gaseous isolated atom. So in this gaseous atom, what I am doing? I am removing one electron. So that is nothing but I have to give ionization energy. Since I am giving it, again it will be positive. Clearly. Similarly, I have to do with the chlorine gas. I don't want chlorine. I want anion, isn't it? I want anion. So again, if I have to convert, what I have to do? Electron affinity. You know that? Electron affinity. Electron affinity is nothing but it is the amount of energy released. So this will be negative. Why? This will be negative because it is the amount of energy released whenever this electron is being given to this. Outermost electron is added. So here in case of chlorine, what I am doing? I am getting converted into its anion. That is Cl minus gas. Then what I have to do? I have to add the electron in which the amount of energy is released, which is given by negative. Now the conditions are satisfied to form the lattice energy. Why? Because lattice energy means you are knowing you want gaseous cation and you want gaseous anion. So now what happens? These both will combine together to form NaCl solid. Clear? Which is more stable. Now whatever the amount of energy is released in this case, it is treated to be your lattice energy. Okay, this is the lattice energy. Now overall formation by Hess law. You have heard the name Hess law, I think. So Hess law, what is that? Overall formation can be given as sum of like energy involved in all these cases. So overall formation is what? Delta H. Okay, how I can give the overall reaction? Delta HF is equal to. So what I can take? First is your sublimation energy we get. So I'll write it shortcut. Yes, E. Sublimation energy was required. Next energy which? Here ionization energy we gave. So this is positive. Why? Because we have given the energies. Okay. So ionization energy. Next here dissociation energy. We have to remember it should be given as dE by 2. Because half we are giving. Dissociation energy divided by 2. Next, electron affinity. It should be negative. Why? Because the amount of energy is released here. We are not giving that energy, but energy is being released. So I have to give it as minus electron affinity. And last is nothing but your lattice energy. So what is lattice energy? Even this is the amount of energy released whenever it is being formed from its gaseous ions. So I have to take it as minus lattice energy. Okay. So this is the relation between your delta H formation and lattice energy. So from here, from this equation, by knowing all the things, we can determine easily the lattice energy. So this is called as Born-Haber's cycle, this process. So just I'll summarize once again. So we had sodium and chlorine in the pure and stable state. Okay. So I wanted sodium in the gaseous form. So I had to convert by giving it sublimation energy. And again I was not wanting what? Sodium element. Okay, in the gaseous state, I wanted cation. So to have the cation, what I did, I gave the ionization energy and I removed the outermost electron. So we got sodium. Okay. Similarly, in case of chlorine, I wanted like Cl. I was like we don't have any work with Cl2. We want Cl. So what we did, we dissociated. We gave the dissociation energy and we dissociated CCl bond. We broke the Cl bond and we got Cl. Okay. And again, this is in the gaseous element state. Okay. This is in the form of Cl, which is neutral. We wanted anion. So to have anion, what we needed? We needed the electron to be added. So what we did? We gave the electron affinity. But here we added the electron, so definitely if we add the electron, amount of energy will be released. So here the amount of energy, since it is released, this will be negative. So finally we are arrived with the products which we wanted. Okay, sodium is in the gaseous cation and chlorine is in the gaseous anion state. So they both will combine to form a NaCl solid, which is stable. So that time the amount of energy is released is negative. So this is negative energy. So heat of formation is given as sum of all the energies. So since sublimation energy we are giving, ionization energy we are giving, and dissociation energy we are giving, these all three will be positive. Okay, and electron affinity and lattice energy are the amount of energy released, they both will be considered to be negative. So using this relation we can easily find the lattice energy. This is all about the Born-Haber cycle. I hope you understood. Thank you.